Hi, I'm Greg Carver, and today I want to talk to you about one of my favorite subjects, coffee. In particular, I want to talk to you about Greek coffee because I think it's absolutely delicious, and there was an interesting study done in, I think it was Vascular Medicine back in 2013, where they looked at some of the inhabitants of this Eastern Aegean island in Greece called Ikaria. And those people there, they're noted for their longevity, living well into their 80s, 90s, and even beyond. And one of the factors this study suggested was their daily consumption of Greek coffee. I caution people that the sample size was quite small, and longevity and all these markers for heart disease and chronic inflammation tend to be very multifaceted, so it's very hard to pull one factor out and say this is responsible for that. This is just pure epidemiology, pure correlation study, but it's kind of interesting nonetheless. I would probably suggest that people that prepare traditional Greek coffee, they're probably eating a traditional diet as well. And we know that the Icarians, they eat tons of vegetables, lots of wild greens, they got lots of olive oil in their diet, they're getting sunshine, natural movement, and they lead pretty darn good lives. So there's a lot of factors. Oh, one other thing, I'm doing a retreat in Greece that's actually leaving in about 20 days. But if you're interested in going to Ikaria and seeing some of these local traditions and cultures and doing some fitness, and it's what I like to call active travel, I'm putting together another retreat now for September. And the dates are September 11th to the 21st, so it's a 10-day retreat. And we're going to Greece. We'll start in Athens. We're going to go down to the Peloponnese a bit, down towards Nafplios, see some of the sites there. And then we're going to have a good amount of time on the island of Ikaria. We're going to do a lot of hiking and explore the culture a little bit and get in some fitness too. So if you're interested, you need to contact me now because those trips tend to sell out very fast. But enough chitter chatter. I want to show you how to make some coffee because I need some. So I'm using the Greek coffee is, oh, and by the way, some people say, oh, it's not Greek, it's Turkish. Well, you know what? It's actually, this is what it is. It's Ethiopian because that's where all this stuff comes from originally. So it just depends on the context. If you're in Greece, you're probably drinking Greek coffee, and that's what this brand is. So you can't see it too well here, but I will give you a close-up. But it's almost like flour. It's powdery fine, and the aroma of Greek coffee, it's not bitter. It actually has quite a sweet smell that I like. So you have to, I buy it pre-ground. If you grind your own, you need a really, really good grinder to get it so fine. It's even finer than espresso. You prepare it in a little pot like this. This is called a briki, and you do need something like this. A saucepan won't work because it has to have narrow sides in order to cook the coffee properly. And you can do it on a stove, of course. I have an electric stove, so it doesn't work so well because you can't control the heat very precisely, and you need to. So I do it the traditional way. I'm using a propane burner, and that's kind of fun. So what you do is the coffee is served in smaller cups. This is actually a large one, so this is sort of a double Greek coffee I'm going to make. You just measure your water from your cup. So this is spring water, right into the briki like that. And now I need to add some coffee. Okay, because I've got sort of a double cup here, I'm going to use 2 good teaspoonfuls, because I like it fairly strong, so about like that, of the coffee. And I'm going to put it in there. And I need to dissolve this, so I'm going to stir it very carefully so it doesn't spill all over the sides. So it takes a click or two. And then you leave it. You leave it to let it rise. You don't want it to actually boil too much. You just want the coffee to gently rise, so you have to be careful the flame isn't too hot. I take this coffee plain without sugar, so we say sketo, S-K-E-T-O, would kind of be the way you pronounce it, plain coffee sketo. If you want to add sugar, you have to do it at this stage now. You have to do it before the water actually boils, or you can use a bit of coconut sugar or coconut sap too, is pretty good. But I just take it plain. I'm not just using my eyes to watch it, I'm also using my ears because I can hear the change as it starts to rise, and I can see it starting. I'm just going to tease it for a second. Careful, don't let it boil over, just let it come up to a foam, and that's probably good right there. I'm going to pour it carefully. And that is a Greek coffee. All right, well, you can say I'm happy now because I've got my Greek coffee. And I almost did a toast to you, but I remembered in Greece it's not necessarily a lucky thing to cheers with coffee. So that's why if you go to a restaurant and you order a Greek coffee, which is Eleni Kokkou, or you order a frappe, which is an iced coffee, it's always going to come with a bottle of water or at least a glass of water, so you have something to do the cheers with. So I'm going to cheers to you. So here's to longevity, hopefully with some Greek coffee. And maybe I'll be able to see you in Greece in one of our upcoming retreats, our active travel trips. We have one coming up again in September 11th to the 21st. It's going to sell out, so if you're interested, send me an email at info@strengthbox.ca, and I hope to see you in Greece in the meantime. That's a nice little pick-me-up. It's going to get me through the day. I hope to see you soon, guys.